Everyone in this arena has a money stake in one of our famous couples as we play the game of celebrity gossip, Tattletales. And here's the star of Tattletales, Bert Convy.
Hello, everybody. Thank you. Welcome to Tattletales. Nice to have you with us today on a nice summer day. I hope it's nice where you are. Here it's beautiful. Everybody here is beautiful, too. One of the prettiest audiences I've seen in, a couple of weeks now. We have some beautiful people in back of me who are going to win money for them, too. And here they are. On my left, winning money today for the blue section from the world champions of basketball, the Golden State Warriors, Mr. Rick Barry and his wife, Pam.
It's got to be the cigar.
What is that?
It's got to be the cigar, why he does so well.
Say
Is
the
that what
same
it is?
thing with a cigar.
All right, I'm going to try this game.
You're going to try this game with a cigar, Rick?
Right.
Pam, would you like a cigar
I'm
as well?
not going to sleep with him tonight.
What's that?
I don't want to sleep with him tonight if he smokes a cigar.
Oh, really?
Oh, there you are.
Well, he just gave it back to Donald.
Okay.
It's nice to have you both.
Where I've gone wrong.
You think that's what it is? Well, winning money today for the banana section, he's bananas too, Mr. Donald Ross and his wife, Patty Deutsch. How are you, Patty?
As well as can be expected.
Yes, under the circumstances.
Thank you.
Does the cigar bother you that Donald smokes?
Not much.
No. You don't sing much anymore, though, do you?
Whatever gave you that idea?
How are you, Donald? Ready to go today, sir?
Oh, I'm ready.
When you did that face, you know, you looked like Ben Turpin. He had a mustache just like that one. Did you know when you did that little face there?
You
didn't know.
finished?
It's all right.
Thank you.
Moving right along, folks. Winning money today for the red section, Mr. Rick Manzi and his wife, Barbara McNair. Rick has dressed appropriately for the red section today. And Barbara, how are you, love?
Well, I hope the red section brings us luck again like it did before.
Yes, they will.
Yellow section's bad.
Yeah, but now, yes. I must say,
I don't mean that for
you
Neil.
did not have good luck with the banana section. That's
No,
true.
either time.
But
Strange.
that's the way it goes. Maybe old Bananas himself will bring the bananas.
For the yellow section.
I can see you're dressed for the yellow section, too. You're going to give them the blues with that outfit. Here we go, ladies. Back, steady. This question is worth $150 to your rooting sections. Here it is. Ladies, we know this couldn't happen. Uh-oh. When we say that, look out. But if your husband were having an affair with another woman,
Oh, no.
here it comes. Which would you prefer? That she looked a lot like you, or that she didn't look a lot like you?
This is a choice.
Don't say anything. Huh? The choice is that she looked a lot like you, or that she didn't look at all like you. I misread it. Let me say that again. Your husband is having an affair just for fun. I don't mean that.
Why else?
What I meant was we're just saying this for fun. We don't really mean this.
Yeah.
He's having an affair with another woman. Which would you prefer? That she looked a lot like you, or that she didn't look at all like you? That's the choice. Think it over, ladies. We'll come back in a moment. This is a choice, he says. We'll start with you, Rick. How would Pam feel about this?
Oh, that's the choice, right?
Yes, that's it. That she
Oh,
look
my gosh.
a lot like her or not at
Welcome to
all.
divorce
Oh,
court.
I know. This is incredible. Well, I'm putting me on a spot. Oh, boy, this is really difficult. Probably not like her.
Not at all like her.
I don't care. I'm sticking with my answer. Not like her.
That's what he wants to say, and have you seen it? Don't argue with him. You wouldn't want to argue with him. Not at all like her. Let's bring her on. Here she comes now.
Oh,
Pam.
this is terrible.
This, of course, it's we said it. We know this couldn't happen. But if your husband were having an affair with another woman, would you prefer that she looked a lot like you, or that she didn't look at all like you?
Well, I understand the last two didn't look like me, but their name was Pam, so I'll go with they better not look like me.
That's it. Hey, you know.
Good.
He didn't know that I knew that. See?
I don't believe she said that.
He
but
didn't
that's
know I knew that. See?
He didn't know that you knew
No,
that. You know a lot of things. We're going to find out about him today, too, I have a feeling. You ever share the pot, Pam? Thank you. Donald, what about Patty? What will she say to this?
I don't know. I'm really going to have to guess.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. I will throw it open to the section. First row, second girl in on the left. What do you think? You, what do you think?
She said she doesn't think she'd care.
She wants you to do it at all, but I don't think it would make any difference.
You don't think it would make any difference at all?
Look like but if he did it, it would bother him.
Yes, but he has to make a choice. You're not helping him, dear.
I did. What did I say?
See, it's not easy, is it?
You see what we have to go through up here?
Wait, that she doesn't look like her. Yeah.
Okay. The yellow section seems to agree with that.
Whatever she says.
Okay, that's
She's
it.
going to have to go home with Patty. I'm not.
You're going to say that she doesn't look like her at all.
Whatever
Let's bring
the
her
lady
on.
said.
Shh. Patty, which would you prefer? In the unlikely event that Donald were having an affair with another woman, would you prefer that she looked a lot like you or that she didn't look like you at all?
I would prefer that she looked exactly like Telly Savalas.
I think it was I don't know, though. She didn't say Telly Savalas, but I guess it's okay.
I mean, he didn't say Telly
No,
Savalas.
you don't know what
Nobody is.
happened out here. Donald threw it up over the court and let them decide.
I see.
And they did a good job of it, and you did
I
too.
see.
My
Thank you,
section
Patty.
picked Telly Savalas by a hair.
Yes.
No shame at all. None.
And there'll be a lollipop for every one of you for being here today. Rick, what is Barbara going to say to that?
Well, I'll take a guess and say like her.
To look like her. Okay.
No,
Red section is up in arms over that answer.
well, I'm going to stick to my answer.
You're going to stick to your answer.
Right.
Okay.
This
he's,
time.
He's going to stick with it this time. Let's bring her on. Shh, shh, shh. Barbara, which would you prefer in the event, the unlikely event, of course, that Rick is having an affair? That she looked a lot like you, or that she didn't look at all like you?
I have tried to reach a logical conclusion on
Yes.
this, you know, to pick my answer. But I find that there is no logic behind either one of those choices. And so just going on a gut level, I would say I prefer her not to look like me.
That's not what the man said. Well, you went on a gut level, and it didn't work out the way you planned. I'm
Okay.
sorry about that, Barbara. Patty and Donald, Pam and Rick split the pot. We'll come back in a moment and split some more. You know that. Don't go away. We'll be back in a moment.
Voting is open. Scan this code to vote.
Did you hear harp music, or is it my time? I'm not ready now. I'm in the middle of a show. I can't go now. I better read this one fast. I don't know how much longer I've got. Ladies, this question is worth $150. It's for you. In the 1920s, the fashionable look was for women to be as flat-chested as possible. If that look came back, would you go along with it and try to look as flat-chested as possible, or would you buck the trend? Okay, I'll say it again.
I didn't
say I did not say bust the trend. I said buck the trend. Yes. In the 1920s, the fashionable look was for women to be as flat-chested as possible. If that look came back, would you go along with it and try to look as flat-chested as possible? Or would you buck the trend? Think it over. We'll come back, girls. We'll find out about your trend bucking. We'll start with Patty. Would she be a trend bucker or not?
No, she'd fight it with both breasts. Fists. Fight it with both fists. She'd fight it.
She's a two-fisted lady, too, let me tell you.
She'd fight it. She'd fight it. She'd fight it best 2 out of 3. She'd just fight it.
She would buck the trend.
Yeah.
Let's bring that trend bucker on here.
Yeah, let's fight it.
Hello there, Patty.
Hiya, Bert.
Listen, my dear.
Yes?
What are you going to do? Now, the new look is flat-chestedness, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you going to go along with that and look as flat-chested as possible, or are you going to buck that trend?
Oh, dear. I guess you're just looking at an old trend bucker from way back.
That's it. You got it. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you, Bert.
Very much. And I'm not going to say anything if you won't.
No, please don't,
No,
because, I mean, we could turn this network into ABC in a minute.
Rick, what's Barbara going to say? What would she do? Would she go for the flat-chested look, or would she not? Would she buck that trend?
Well, I'd say she'd buck the trend.
She would? Yeah. She's a beautiful lady. Be ashamed to buck that trend. Let's bring her on now. Barbara, what are you going to do now? The trend, the fashion is flat-chestedness, like the 20s. Are you going to go along with it and try to look as flat-chested as possible, or would you buck that trend?
I'm never one to follow a fashion trend, and I always thought voluptuous was nice. I would buck the trend.
Yes, that's it.
Got
one. You got it. In every way possible. Rick, what is Pam going to say?
Well, I don't really remember ever hearing too many women who are happy with being flat-chested, so I think that this is a trend-bucking group here this afternoon, this morning, and I go along with it.
Yes, all right. Let's see what happens. Everybody's got it so far. Let's bring on Pam. Pam, the style of the 20s is back. Flat-chested is in. Should pardon the pun. Would you go along with that trend, or would you buck that trend?
How do you have a choice? I mean, you have what you have, and you don't have what you don't have, and you just got to go with what you got.
So does that mean that you would try to look as flat-chested as possible?
Well, I would
buck
try
the
and be
trend?
stylish. I have no problem.
Rick said that you would buck that trend, that you would not try to look as flat-chested, that you would buck the trend. I'm so sorry, my dear. However, Patty and Donald, Barbara and Rick split the pot at halftime, folks. We'll change places. Step to the rear, and we'll change places. We'll come back in a moment, though, with the second half. Don't miss it. Here we go. We have changed places after halftime. I'm smiling because this is a funny question. Fellas, if you're ready, it's worth $150. It's a very close game. Rick, you and Rick and Rick are only a half a question behind Patty and Donald. So it's that close. Here we go. Men, would it embarrass you to be seen going into a porny... We blew it. Would it embarrass you to be seen going into a porno movie alone? Or a porny movo alone, whichever you choose. Would it embarrass you to be seen going into a porno movie alone?
As opposed to going with a friend?
That's not on my card.
Oh.
It just says, would it, yes, obviously, I guess, yeah. Would it embarrass you to be seen going into a porno movie alone? I don't know what the difference is, but you brought up a question I never thought of. But think about this one, and we'll come back and see how you feel about it. Off they go. Barbara, how about Rick? Would it embarrass him to be seen going into a porno movie alone?
I suppose it would depend on who saw him, eh?
Yes.
But I think it would. He finds that sort of thing embarrassing. Yes,
Yeah.
he would find it embarrassing.
It would be embarrassing. Yeah. Okay. Wonder who that was that applauded out there. All the people who've been caught going into a porno movie alone. Okay, you'll say yes. Let's bring him on.
Yeah.
Rick, would it embarrass you to be seen going into a porno movie house alone?
That depends. Or it's a yes or no question.
That's right.
Okay. I'd say no.
That's not what Barbara said. She said yes, it would embarrass you because you don't like that sort of thing. And now she knows that it doesn't embarrass you. You probably...
Boy, you talk one way at home, but when you get in public, you sure change.
A lot of people do that, don't they?
Yeah.
Sorry about that, Rick. Pam, what will Rick say?
This
Big
is
Rick.
easy. This has happened.
This has happened?
This has happened.
Tell us about it.
So we have our own at home because we don't want to go out and get caught.
Right.
Right? So it's easy. No way he would go in the public.
Has he gotten caught?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Going in alone?
We stood in line, and all these people were going, look at you know, and he says, let's get out of here. We got to get out of here.
Yes, that's right, because he's noticeable in a line.
Yeah.
No question about it.
That's easy.
I mean, if you say line up by height, you know where it's going to go. So you will say, yes, it would embarrass him to be seen going to a movie alone. Let's bring him on. Rick, would it embarrass you to be seen going into a porno movie house alone?
Have you ever seen anybody 6'8" trying to sneak into a movie? You bet your life it
That's
would.
what you said. You got it. The image is there. I never have, but isn't that a wonderful image? This guy.
It's tough to sneak anywhere.
Oh, it's wonderful. Thank you, Rick. Patty, what's Donald going to say?
Does alone mean without his raincoat and lunch?
Yes, but probably not without his hat, though, because he takes that hat wherever he
Well,
goes.
yeah. I think he's unembarrassable.
You do?
I really do. I don't think anything would embarrass him.
I think you're probably right. Funny how fast the banana section got to know Donald. They applauded for that, too. You'll say, no, wouldn't embarrass him.
I don't think so.
Let's bring him on. Donald, would it embarrass you to be seen going into a porno movie house alone?
You mean the Raincoat Follies, eh?
Yes, I did.
Well, you know, where else are you going to go if you want to meet people? That wouldn't embarrass me.
That's right. That's what she said. You're right. Oh, boy. We'll be back in a moment with the $300 question after this word for you. The Raincoat Follies, indeed.
The Buzzer Academy of Hosting presents Tossing to Commercial.
We'll be back. We'll be back first. This.
Keep it right here on Buzzer.
Here we go. $300 on this one. This will decide the game, fellas. Everybody tense up. Here it comes. Men, you and a close friend are going into partnership. Would you rather close the deal with a simple handshake or with a carefully worded legal contract? That's a good question. You and a close friend are going into partnership. Heavy words now. Would you rather close the deal with a simple handshake or with a carefully worded legal contract? Think that one over. That's a tough question, fellas. We'll come back in a moment. Off they go. We'll start with you, Barbara. Now, Rick is a businessman. That's his line. He builds things and...
That's right.
What would he rather
Okay,
do?
red section, we got this one. I know this answer, and if I'm not right, I'm getting a divorce in the morning.
Remember, you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen.
My husband says if you cannot depend on a man's word and a handshake, you cannot depend on anything. He'd rather close it with a handshake.
He really would.
Yes.
A close friend
You don't believe
in
me?
partnership.
You want to bet all the money you want today? With me?
Boy, that stopped him
Trust
cold.
me, trust me. If not,
Bill,
I'll
when-
pay you. Go ahead, go ahead.
All right, you'll say...
Handshake, handshake.
Handshake it is. Let's
I go
bring
with
him
a
on.
handshake, yes.
Rick, you and a close friend are going into partnership. Would you rather close the deal with a simple handshake or with a carefully worded legal contract?
Well, I'd say a handshake.
That's it. You got it.
There's not much that I know, but what I know, I know.
You
Okay,
knew that one.
good.
And may I say, I would love to go into business with you any day, sir. Thank you, Rick. Pam, what's Rick going to say?
This has happened too.
It has,
It
huh?
has.
Uh-huh.
And a handshake doesn't stand up in court.
It's true.
So a legal document.
You would say a legal document. Okay.
From past experience.
That's why this is a tough question, a really tough question. You will say a legal,
Yes.
carefully worded legal document. Let's bring the man on. Rick, you and a close friend are going into partnership. Would you rather close the deal with a simple handshake or with a carefully worded legal contract?
I hope Pam listens to this question carefully, because the key word is rather. And in that situation, I would rather do it with a handshake.
Oh, no. She said this has happened, and she'd go with it.
Rick.
That's what I would rather do.
Would you think back?
That's not what I would do, but I would rather do it that way.
Oh, you're too picky. Picky.
I'm also,
well, here
I'm
we
also
go,
honest.
gang. Sorry about that, Rick. Oh, you see,
Haven't you
that's.
learned your lesson? You know, he never learns.
But you see, that's what he would rather. It would be a perfect world, and he could do that, but it isn't. And that was where the misconception came in. We tricked you. Sorry about that. Patty, what about Donald?
Well, I don't think Donald listens that carefully,
Oh,
for starters.
was he?
Secondly,
Yes.
hopefully he has learned his lesson,
Yes.
because he and his close friend Eugene, whom we all remember,
Yes.
made a deal when we moved here from New York that Eugene, this was a great deal that Donald worked out. Eugene would take our apartment and buy all our furniture and the air conditioner for $50.
Good deal.
Great
Good deal.
deal,
For
right?
Eugene, it's a wonderful deal.
So far, we've gotten $12.50.
Well, it hasn't been very hot this year in New York. When it gets hotter,
That's
you'll get
true,
some
and
more
it's only been 3 years. So,
$4 a year, huh?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you'll say a carefully worded legal contract
I
then.
hope so for his sake.
All right, let's bring him on and see what he says. Shh, shh, shh. Fast Donald, this will decide the game. This is it, folks. Because if you get this one right, you got it. If not, Barbara and Rick got it for the red section. You and a close friend are going into partnership. Would you rather close the deal with a simple handshake or with a carefully worded legal contract?
Well, as Bill Haley said to his comments, let's shake, rattle, and roll.
That's not what she said. Barbara and Rick get the whole $300. Guess what? Time is up. They win it for the red section. Woo! Pull it out at the last minute. We'll come back in a moment, let you know how much they won. It's a good one, too. Come on back. Guess who won? The red section with Barbara and Rick, $375. We had $1,375. Goodbye. We have no time. Bert Convy for Tattletale saying so long. Goodbye. See us next time. Come on now.
This is Gene Woods speaking for Tattletales, a Mark Goodson, Bill Codman production.